Lewis Show. I'm Art Lewis, and with me in studio this morning, the one, the only, the dynamic, the young Jonathan Dent.
What an introduction.
Yeah,
well, thank you, Art.
I hope you recorded it because you're not getting another one. Open phones, whatever you'd like to chat about this hour, 989-752-6111. This was in the Detroit News, and I found it over here on the desk. I think it might have been in Charlie's pile this morning, but the headline is, "A lost generation of news consumers. Survey shows how teenagers dislike the news media."
Yeah.
Now, at first, I said, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And then I said to myself, what do they mean teenagers? It could be any age. Because the media finds itself in a position of not being trusted today.
I think it's a different kind of dislike, though.
Not for what I read. I mean,
Really?
they read part of it. Let me see what I had it here. Negative attitudes toward the news media. What they say is the teenagers hear a cacophony of voices. They don't know who to believe. Reporters are biased. They make mistakes. Besides, why would you hitch your future to a dying industry? That last line is because some of the people quoted in here are journalism students.
Yeah.
Who are doing it on purpose, for a purpose. But, some of that is the same thing people look at.
Yeah, it's all ages.
It really is. And I would be willing to carry that a step further. It's sort of like the concept, we say, all those scoundrels in Washington, except our representative. My guy's a good guy, but the rest of them, they're all scoundrels. And when it comes to the news media, because people have a tendency to read, listen, watch those people that say what they want to hear, their news media is fine. If you're a fan of Fox, it's outstanding. CNN is terrible. If you're a fan of CNN, that Fox is biased and terrible. CNN is fantastic. It's the same concept. You're cheering on those who say what you want to hear and poo-pooing those who don't.
Yeah.
And, I don't see it changing. I blame a lot of it on social media, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, the important things I think social media does this kind of well. I'll put an asterisk on that. Is when you're reading media, at least when I'm reading media, what I'm looking for or listening or whatever, I'm going through and I'm finding the facts. What are the hard facts? What are the assertions that you are making as the writer of this story, as the presenter of this story?
Who, what, where, when, why, how?
And can those facts be presented in a different way? If they can, then I can't definitely trust you. But if you say, police said at 9 a.m. this happened.
Well, you've quoted a source.
You've quoted a source, but it's like an overwhelming majority of people think that teenagers don't like the news.
Yeah, well, where did you get that from?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. By the way, it is open lines, and we're going to go down to Flint and talk to Wayne this morning. Wayne, good morning to you.
Good morning, gentlemen. My comment on your current subject you're speaking of is the distrust in the media seemed to have started way back right about the time that Walter Cronkite was lying about the outcome of the Vietnam War. Ever since then, it's been a slow erosion, and the current crop of young people have now been exposed to X and various other platforms and podcasts where more truth is actually leaking itself out, it becoming widespread. So what we call legacy media, I guess, is so tarnished from propping up one political party to try to destroy the other that a lot of young people now, not only are they moving back towards the church and Christian thinking, they're wise to it now, and they don't trust a lot of media because it's been so long since they've been held to task. Now that they are, they're exposed.
So I got to ask a question, Wayne.
Yes.
You just described the media and its biases. How is that different from podcasts?
Well, there's always been
No.
various podcasts.
But don't you usually, as a podcast user, unless we're into the fluff stuff and the lifestyle stuff and things like that, but if you're listening to political conversation in podcasts, don't you tend to, and I don't mean you personally, but the listener, don't they tend to gravitate to those people that are saying what they want to hear? And that's the truth because they believe it.
Yeah, a lot of people do. Myself, I don't watch Fox. I don't watch CNN. I watch the National Desk Sinclair News Service and various other forms. I try to stay basically out of internet stuff. I like news that seems to be the real story that's really happening. And in the current administration, unlike any other I've ever seen in history, they have a press conference with a full cabinet almost once or twice a week, and they expose everything they're doing and explain it in detail. And this is a very refreshing change from the secretive government that we've kind of been used to, both Democrat and Republican.
Yeah, I would agree that they are more transparent, I guess is the word I would use.
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting. Jonathan?
I think the thing that kind of caught my ear in your discussion there was X and other places where the truth kind of leaks through. Yeah, I agree. The truth does kind of leak through. But man, is it buried under a mountain of garbage.
Yeah.
As is everything we confront in life.
Yep. Oh, yeah. That's true. But yeah, people are becoming a little bit disillusioned with legacy media. I think the 24-hour news cycle was disastrous.
Well,
in retrospect,
it's proven itself that way. That's why you have all those talking head panels, because they got to fill 24 hours.
Fill the time, and now you can't tell what is talking head opinion and what is we're giving you the factual news.
Well, I look at it when I see a panel and it's all talking heads, I automatically think opinion.
Well, even you get
but that's what I
person.
do. I mean, I tell people up front, this is not a news program.
No.
This is an opinion show. Well, Wayne, listen, we're glad you're out there.
Well, thanks for broadcasting, and I keep a listening.
I appreciate that, sir. Have yourself a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye now. And we're going to take a quick break here. Fred in Saginaw will be next when we return after these notes.
Gotta go.
Hey, Art. Hey, I want to talk about Trump. But before I do that, I want to test your memory a little bit.
Okay.
This is going back to the early days of the Golf Winvitational. Do you remember? This is back when you still drove the tour bus.
Yep.
You drove us out to the Timbers out near Frankenmuth for the Winvitational, and it was all the old timers. It was Dave Maurer, Terry Lenz, you, Sue Smith was on the bus, and the Timbers made you change your steel cleats into soft spikes because you hadn't played golf in a while and you still had steel cleats. Do you remember that?
Yeah, sort of. Vaguely.
Yeah, sort of.
Vaguely. Now you can't buy steel ones anymore. I mean, it's all soft cleats.
It's all soft spikes. But anyway, that just popped into my head.
And one of the reasons, if I remember right, we were there when that course was in its infancy. And as we played that course, there were still areas of it which were pretty thin.
It was this was mid 90s, late 90s.
Yeah, and it was like a brand new course. It was like it really hadn't fully matured yet.
Yeah, I think you're right. And then it's a nice course. I played it in the last couple of years.
Yeah, good deal.
Not
Excellent.
too bad. Anyway, let's talk about Trump a little bit. Trump, I love Trump. He's abrasive and can be a jerk, but I think half of that is an act to tweak the libs in the media. For instance, have you heard about this Arch to Trump thing that he's talking about?
Yeah.
That is just pure digging the needle into the libs and the media, and they just fall for it, and they're just going crazy, and it just cracks me up.
You look at the way that he introduced the idea too. It was clearly just a way to keep things rolling in terms of the media, because there were reporters in the Oval Office for just some other reason. I don't even remember what it was, but he had these models set up on his desk and, oh, did you notice what we have here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does like to put it in and twist.
Yep.
No doubt about it.
He does, and that's one thing I admire about him. The other thing is he could cure cancer, and there would be people on the left that would criticize him.
Sure. Well,
And
that's a given.
It's Trump derangement syndrome is what they call it. I don't really use that term too much, but it has a little bit of truth to it.
Well, and
The
part of
vitriol-
it, if you're going to be honest about it, you've almost defined it. Part of it is on him because of his mouth. And, he uses his mouth to what he sees as his advantage, but it often tweaks the other side, if you will, and tweaks the media. And so he brings some of the criticism and some of the derangement on himself. But I'm not sure he doesn't like it because I think
he
in
enjoys
Donald Trump's world, attention is attention.
Oh, he loves
Good or bad, doesn't matter what they're saying about you as long as they're talking about you.
Yeah, he loves it, and it just cracks me up when he pulls these little things. Like he held up that little statue thing or whatever, that model, and I was just I loved it. It was great. Anyway, that's about all I got today.
Yeah, it's cool, Fred. Good. Thanks for calling.
All right.
Appreciate it.
You bet.
Bye-bye. Thing about it, and thing that people have to realize, and the day will come, sooner or later, when the Democrats seize power, because in this country, historically, eventually everybody gets their turn, all of those things that are named Trump will disappear in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly. They're not permanent. And with this, stroke of a executive order pen, Trump will be vanished from the memory.
They'll try to.
Well, they'll try. They will. I mean,
Yeah.
if you have a Democratic president and he wants to sign an executive order that gets rid of it.
You can't. Trump will have left his mark in memory at the very least.
Well, no, yeah, you understand what I mean.
I know what you
on
mean.
on
Yeah.
the public things, obviously,
Yes.
you can't change the name on Trump Tower.
Yeah.
But the Trump Kennedy Center, come on,
That's coming down.
I hope
so
it does
quick.
because I
Yeah.
do not agree with it.
No.
All these things he's putting his name on, and as a developer, that's what he did. I mean, when you go to Chicago, if you ever ride the riverboats in Chicago, they have the river taxis. Coming back from the Navy Pier to downtown, you get in this chute after you go under a bridge, and there is this big building staring you in the face, and about a third of the way up, Trump.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to New York, it's Trump. I mean, he revels in
It's
that,
branding.
and getting the attention.
Yeah.
He's absolutely branding.
Yep.
But that's okay in private world. I don't think that's okay in government world. Those buildings are named to honor somebody for a specific purpose.
After the fact.
After the fact.
Yep.
After the fact is right. Now, I've heard it said that he doesn't favor Machado anymore, the gal from Venezuela, because he thinks that she got the Nobel Peace Prize that he should have had. Well, that's one theory. I don't buy into that. I mean, I just I'm a New Yorker. I've read about his career for years in New York. He did a few good things, but he was always a braggart. He was always self-centered, and it hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
That's who he is. So that's it. Let's see here. Who's next? Tim in Midland. Tim in Midland, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, we got it right. It's Tim, right?
Yeah, hey, if I call a dozen times, I'm not saying you'll get it right. I'm going to keep badgering you. I'm just going to keep calling. I'm your usual suspect now. The list. Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Regarding what Trump says is true and what's not, is like, as this common citizen, how do I know what's true and what's not? How do I decipher this?
You have to make your own. You have to make your own decisions. You have to say,
Well,
do I
yeah,
believe it or don't I believe it?
he's in a leadership position, and you just can't be saying these hyperbolic things that he says. It's like, how do I discern what's true and what's not? Is the problem I have. That's why I think he's a clown. He just entertains me. He says things, whatever. It's funny. I don't take anything what he says really seriously, to be honest with you. But going on, it's like, you said.
Let me stop you for a minute, Tim. Let me
Yeah.
point something out. As a U.S. citizen, as an individual, you have that absolute right.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a foreign leader in a country that we don't like, you might not have that same attitude after Maduro.
Right. You're going to tread cautious.
Because when it comes to those things and he says it, he does it.
Well,
Sometimes after the fact, sometimes before the fact. But he does
I
it.
agree. I agree, and the thing is, I'm split. I'm I don't know, 60 hate the guy, 40 for the guy. It's somewhere around there. It seems to be growing more to hate the guy for. But anyways, it's like I can discern between either side though, and I like to sit on the fence and watch both sides. It's just amusing to me.
Welcome to my
watch
world.
The Trump brainwash syndrome.
Yeah.
People are just brainwashed. It's like if you got one side, you got the other. So, anyways, there's a great piece on people. I get my news from all sources. Caitlin Collins did a piece, and I can't stand her, but I watched this one. It's about 2.5 minutes long, and it shows what Trump's saying now versus what he said on the campaign trail. It's a side-by-side clip. It's a great piece if anybody wants to see it.
Well, you know what?
It's what
You could do that for almost every politician in Washington. Look at, you go back and look at what Biden said about things and then what Trump did and how Biden switches. And,
But why doesn't anybody call him out if they're a MAGA? It's like, wait a minute, he said this, but he's not doing that. I keep hearing these people say, the Democrats are bad. Democrats do this. It's like Trump says things that are absolutely ridiculous, and he said he wasn't going to do these things.
Yeah.
But now he's doing.
Well, the reason is simple. Half the country follows him. The other half doesn't. When you look at the way we vote and you look at the rhetoric of today.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's kind of the fun difference between Trump and other politicians when it comes to what they say and what they do. On the campaign trail, politicians will say anything. And then once they get into office, reality, they stop saying the things that they can't really do. Trump never stopped saying the things that he can't really do. Like, he'll say things that he has. It's like, I'm going to do this. You can't actually do that, though. And he'll try to do it, but it won't happen.
All right.
With Trump is he says something that's a great idea, then he just takes it even farther. I'm going to build a wall. That's a great idea. I'm going to have Mexico pay for it.
Yeah, whoops. Not so good.
Right.
All right.
I'm going to end Ukraine war. I'm going to end it in 24 hours. Wait a minute. Stop. Okay.
All right.
Anyways,
Tim,
gentlemen, have a great day.
Appreciate it. Thanks. And let's talk to Michael in Bay City before we take a break here. Michael, good morning.
No, Art. I'm the second-time caller. I, just like everybody else, and I agree and disagree with some of the things being done by Trump. But, hey, them people that are hollering about him hitting that drug boat and taking them two into custody, hey, how many lives did they save without them drugs not being delivered?
Yep.
Yep. I'm trying to, look through God's eyes as what's going on. I don't mean to preach, but hey, I go to church. It says it right in the Old Testament. It's going to happen. But I still, how can that guy get away with tearing half the White House down?
He only tore down the East Wing, not half the White House.
And a portion of the East Wing.
A portion of the East Wing. So, but he can get away with it because he's got the power to do it.
Yeah.
And that's the, and the funny thing about it, I think he probably could have done it in a more diplomatic way.
Yeah.
But the reality is that administration after administration has wanted to have a bigger state space where they can hold dinners because they used to have to put up tents. Now they won't have to do that. So he's doing something that people have always wanted. But again, it's the way he does it and the way he says it, and that's the problem. He hasn't learned how to be diplomatic in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So,
and with the architects we got now, he didn't have to tear. I can't forgive him for tearing that wing down.
well, wait till you see what's built there, and then maybe you'll change your mind. Who knows? What was there about that wing that was so special?
Nothing. But
Bingo.
I'm speaking. Like.
I understand the symbolism.
Yeah.
But in reality,
that's the word.
In reality, you got to look at what's the replacement, and was that wing worthy of replacing? And I'm only posing the question. I don't have the answer, but I don't have as much of a problem with it as others do.
Yeah.
So, got to run. I got to take a break here, Michael.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Art.
Thanks for
Have
calling.
a wonderful day.
You
and
too.
Belated Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, brother.
Same to you. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank
Bye
you.
now.
Yep.
All right, Jonathan and I will be right back after this.
Hometown feel and
Too. I love it when that happens every now and then. We were just talking during the break, Jonathan and I have these conversations about things that matter to us in the immediacy of them, and other things that are, well, okay, I'll pay attention if I have to.
Yeah.
You made an interesting comment. You have your theory on what really touches you.
I care about it as far as my arm reaches. And I'm not saying like my literal arm, like, okay, 2.5 feet out from me. But like, as far as my area of influence, is it in my house? I care a heck of a lot about it. Is it in my yard? I still care. Is it in my community? I still care pretty deeply about it. My city, my state. It's all outward, but it's like,
The farther outward it
the farther
goes,
outward it gets,
the more
the less I
diminished
care.
it is.
Yeah. The White House. I don't care.
Well, and my position is similar to yours. In my position, I care about those things that I control.
Yeah.
So, can I control what happens to the White House? No.
No.
Do I care about it? Maybe a little bit. Only because it's a symbol of power in this country. And I want to make sure that it's being run with good stewardship. Do I care that they tore down a wing that wasn't really the main event, if you will, of the house? Not so much. And do I think it needs a big ballroom for state dinners and things? Yes. So, but that's just an opinion.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't wake up in the morning worrying about it and caring about it. I care about my little 11-pound Shih Tzu that's at home and how he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I care about the house and how it's doing. I care about my cars. I care about how I act personally. I can control that.
And how you vote.
And how I vote, I can control that.
you
But what
control
happens
one
after
vote.
that vote? What happens after that vote? I can't control.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that's. I mean, I have an issue with people who wear blinders, and there's a lot of that today. But people are probably tired of hearing me say this, but I'll say it again. The far left, now called progressives and so forth, and the far right, think Tea Party and conservative, ultra-conservatives, they make all the noise. Most people don't live there. Most people live in the middle. We just heard it in the caller who talked about Trump and said, well, I don't like him 60% to 40%.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? He must have done 40% things properly for you. There are many, many people who have, let's say, they have conservative financial philosophies, and maybe they have liberal social tendencies, or maybe it's the other way around, or maybe it's some mix thereof. That's where most people live. And then those are the people that at least follow along and have some knowledge of what's happening in the country. And there's a whole group of people that go to the poll and vote because, oh, I like the color of his shirt.
Yeah.
that's a whole nother
I
issue.
saw that guy's billboard. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that dress she had on.
Yeah.
Come on, folks. That's not what it's all about. I think there's a responsibility to be a good American. I think you have a responsibility, to vote. And I don't think it's too much to ask to have you come out one day a year and vote rather than, and then be knowledgeable.
Be informed.
Be informed. Research these people. Who are they? How are they going to vote?
Mm-hmm.
Will they do what you want them to do? Because this is the one place where your desires come above all. I'm electing someone to do what I think is right for government and me.
And to bring it back to kind of how we started this segment, you need to pay as much, if not more, attention to your local politics.
Oh, all starts at home.
Yeah. Your local, your city, your township officials.
Which
know who they are and vote accordingly.
Which always bugged me. The lowest turnout elections are the local ones.
Yep.
Where you have the most influence, where it has the most impact on your life, are the least attended. Go figure. We'll take a quick break. We'll get to Sean in Bay City when we come right back here on the Art Lewis Show.
I'm talking to attorney Jerry.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. I'm Art Lewis, sitting in with me, Jonathan Dent, and on the phone right now we have Sean in Bay City. Sean, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Just want to kind of put in my 2 cents about America and what's going on and
Sean,
has been going on.
Yeah.
Sean, you got to round up to the nearest nickel.
That's right. Pennies are gone.
Right on, right on. And I think what it comes down to is people today in America have no clue really what America is. Our values are gone. We're a Judeo-Christian country that is all about independence of the individual and what you can give back to your country. There are so many laws, and that's all people want to go back to is the government to fix everything. And what they can get from government and the taxpayer. And America, remember, this country was founded because of a small little tea tax. We are raped. We are stolen from on all these taxes. I mean, it's just so much on every little thing you buy and purchase, the amount of taxes that's been dumped on you. It's freedom is what it comes down to. What you're free to get here in America is not be messed with by government.
Well, that's
do what you want. That's what America is.
The most memorable line ever delivered at a inauguration address was Kennedy when he said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country."
Correct. And
that,
go ahead.
That set the tone. But yet, you're absolutely correct, because we have many people in this country who have two hands. One of them is palm up, for which they want the government to grease it. The other one is a fist tightly closed in their pocket because they don't want to pay for it.
That's right. And what people don't understand here in America is ultimately we all want to be left alone to do whatever it is you want to do. You can't even build a shed on your own property. I mean, you're not free here. Is it great here in America? But the problem that people don't understand is everybody would have so much more money, and maybe you wouldn't need EBT or all this other stuff and all these handouts if you could just keep the money you make and were allowed to actually make money, right? You're strangled here in America.
Well, there has to be. There realistically has to be a taxation system. The question is, how much is really needed? How much government do we need?
And going where? Yeah.
And where's that money? And where's that money going? Is a bigger question. Absolutely.
Well, that's right. And here's the deal. What you got to understand: Americans are soft. They are so soft. It's pathetic. They think they're poor with AC and big screens and TVs. And, you don't poor as dirt floors, man. Look at the Dust Bowl. Soft Americans who focus on such trivial things